Is it really all as simple as retardmaxxing? To max out the retard, to leave your mind at the door, and to let the child take control. Is it really that simple? Is that the missing ingredient? 2.5 years semen retention. Not a journey that you read about on Reddit. It's been, haven't really hit a stride, guys. Haven't really found my lane. I wouldn't trade it back though. I wouldn't trade it back. But it's been a tough road. Yeah, check out some of my other videos if you want. I talk about it on there. But you know, recently I've come across videos about retardmaxxing. Not looks maxing, not money maxing. Retardmaxxing. And shout out Elijah Long. A couple of years, you know, I won't get into all that, but I want to talk about my experience of implementing the way of the retard into my life. I've gone kind of full retard, I think, and it feels good, and I can tell the world is starting to open up for me, and I'm not always thinking, or if I do, I'm conscious of it, and I'm like, no, just don't think, just go, act, you know? So there's a nice forest park, really nice kind of world-class kind of area where I live, really close by. And I've started walking in there, and it's unbelievable. You know, that Elijah Long guy, he talks about how walking is actually like, what does he say? It's a it doesn't cause your depression, it is a sign of your depression. Interesting to think about. I go for a lot of walks, and I like to go on walks when there's no people around. I like to go early in the morning. Lately, I haven't been up early in the morning. So later at night, you know? Because, like, when people are coming, it's like, I don't know if you've seen those memes where it's like, oh, your opponent. It's like, what to do when your opponent, like, it treats, like, your fellow man or woman walking toward you on the street as a opponent. And there's a lot of truth in that, because, especially as a single guy in his 30s, it's kind of like, why don't you have a dog or a girl or a little kid with you? So it immediately, it's like this self-conscious thing. But in this oasis, this emerald oasis in the city, there's a different set of rules, guys. I step in there and it's like the enchanted forest. As soon as I go in there, this is what I've been doing the last few days. I've been starting my mornings out this way, man. It's so blessed, man. It's like living in the city or the suburbs and not going like in nature is so soul-sucking and demoralizing. But so, you know, the idea of retardmaxxing is basically, it's a critique, it's a correction of the self-improvement, which SR, I don't do SR for self-improvement, although it has, the one main thing that SR has given me is presence and the ability to look anyone in the, and like not have that like weird like kind of scurrying away. Like I can just look people in the eye. Like it gives you that steadiness. So praise God for that. I do SR because I'm a Christian and I lived a degenerate life and I have an addictive personality, and that's just what I think is the right path for me. I think it's the right path for single men. Not everyone agrees with that, and that's fine. But back to the point. before the truth broke in with all its talk of SR. So the idea of retard maxing is a correction of self-improvement. Self-improvement, the hyper control over your life. I got to do this, and it strips you from the joy. And that's this guy Elijah. It resonates with me a lot, and so God's kind of put me in a place where I've been very humbled lately. I've started with a therapist, and he said a couple things that it made me kind of change, kind of really give a full change in my way of thinking, and for the better. And now this guy Elijah Long talking about the retard maxing, and it's kind of like a clickbaity title. And I'll be honest, I was like, retard maxing, is this like a bit? But there is that element of the liberated retard. Like, children are kind of retarded compared to adults, right? And but like, I just came out of the grocery store, and there was a little girl skipping through the aisles. So this is gonna sound maybe cringe to you guys. This is the power of retard maxing that I'm about to share with you. And I don't care anymore, guys. So this is what I do when I go to this oasis in the middle of the concrete jungle. It's playtime. It's time to let the little boy out. It's time to let the retard take control, because I and many men have been just, we got to be masculine, we got to be money maxed, we got to get everything in order. And I kind of went the other route of that, where it was like the Christian pill, the God pill. And ultimately, guys, God, it's hard to serve God, it's hard to love your fellow man when you have no joy. Okay? Now you say, oh well, we get joy from our prayer rule and reading the scriptures, and I've been trying that, guys. It hasn't. I think, some people have a more monastic kind of. God creates everybody differently. We're all His children. He loves us all very much, but He makes us different, and we all come together in the body, and we can work as an ensemble, But for me, I'm just letting you guys know it hasn't worked. I haven't had like a breakthrough that's lasted for, say, three months or more, consistent, just kind of like in the zone. There's been just ups and downs and ups, but mostly downs. And as more times goes on, it's like a more depressive thing. I was depressed all winter. Check out my first video, or don't. This video is better because it's like more positive, but if you're curious anyway. But back to the main thing. Let's keep the main thing. Going into this refuge in this forest, right? But it's paved, like it's got all these trails. It's beautiful. And I go in there, and it's like, I just let the little boy. I'm smelling flowers. I'm actor. I'm an actor trained. I'm a theater major, right? And this is part of the Christian pill and the God pill and the Jordan Peterson self-improvement. Get your life together, bucko. It's hard to be a creative. It's like, you got to get a job, and you need to find a wife, And so I kind of took that hook, line, and sinker, and it led me down a dark road. I was in like this cult. It was crazy, man. I got some stories, man. And I've kind of been radio silence for a while, but I've been just, anyway, this video is kind of a long time. I feel like I had to get this out because I have this, like, I want to speak to my piece of this guy's theory of the retard maxing, my personal experience, which I have been teasing and I haven't really talked about because I'm like kind of amped up right now. But so when I go to this place in nature, I do whatever the impulse strikes. If I feel like skipping, I skip past people, and they're like, oh, this guy's kind of retarded. This guy's not quite playing with the full deck there, Sally. And it's like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not, and I'm tired of. I've just been so tired of trying to be like fucking Mr. Perfect or whatever. Like, just not even Mr. Perfect, but like the idea of a Christian. I'm just letting that go now, right? I still believe. I haven't been doing my prayers as much, but I say the Jesus prayer throughout the day, not as consistently. But I really feel like God is telling me right now, and I think a lot of men, and maybe he's using me to reach you guys. We got to stop. Most of us are not monastics, okay? Me personally, I have a strong artistic temperament, and I'm getting back into the arts. I'm getting back into the writing and script writing and poetry and thinking about film ideas and theater. And it's just, I have all these ideas now, and it's given me a purpose, and it's let down this. I realized basically through the last couple weeks that I haven't been doing those things. Like, I've basically stopped this whole creative thrust at like 25, 26. And that's when I became a Christian. Because I was like, oh, I can't be doing. But now, now God has put me through the fire. I've gone through the failures. And now I'm just ready to just come into my purpose. And my purpose is a creative, as an artistic, as an entertainer. And that's what I am. And so my version of retardmaxxing is I work on different body energies and vocal energies, and I'll sing as I'm outside. And this might sound a little unhinged, guys, but maybe we need, like, when you were a kid, like, nobody bats an eye when a kid does that, right? And really, nobody really bats an eye when an adult does it. They just think, they have like a microsecond flash in their brain. Oh, this guy's like not all there. And they move on with their life. Nobody fucking cares what you're doing. And I've started to experience this firsthand. And now it's not just in this special nature place where I go, but like, I just had kind of a funny story about returning some pairs of shoes where normally because I wore them, and so I was concerned that they wouldn't. And normally I have like this whole thing I'm going to say. And I was like, no, you know what? I'm just going to be a retard. And I was just like making jokes the whole time. And like, the lady was not in a good mood, and she was stonewalling me. But then the manager came and was like, it's fine. Just let him, just give him back the money. This guy's a fucking retard. But like in a lovable way, you know? But like, I don't know, if I went in there and I was just kind of like, hey, how are you? Yeah, I have these shoes I need to return. Oh yeah, but it looks like you've worn them. Yeah, I know. Is there anything you can do? No, unfortunately. Oh, okay, thanks. Have a good. No, I was like, you know what? You see this? It says Gore-Tex. It says Gore-Tex, and I wore these out in the golf course, and my feet with the morning dew became wet. And this is how I'm like, now if it was wet. If my feet became wet from the morning dew, imagine what would happen in rain. And I was just like, look, like, really trying to find that like childlike. And guys, when you do this, like, the purity of a child, and this is like the semen retention, guys. I don't know. And now it feels like all of that heartache and that just pressure I was going through, and the pain of these. Really this past winter, but you know, throughout this whole time I've been on the journey, I feel like now I'm taking the energy that I have and I'm just letting it funnel out in this expression of like childlike wonder. And that's retardmaxxing for me. And yeah, and so I'll start humming to myself. I'll start singing in public, and then I'm at this place. And when I go to this place, I'm like, okay, this is my place to be a retard. And it's so liberating. And I got into like an hour-long conversation with this guy at the top of the hill. Like, there's this big hill that you can go up to. And I just say hello to people as they pass. Like if I feel like it, it's about following the impulse. Now you can't, if you start getting impulses, because we wrestle flesh and spirit. So let's just dial it back here a little bit. If you get like an impulse to like, obviously do something bad, you don't do it, but like, and the whole thing with approaching the women and that stuff, like I need to think more about that. Approaching women is good, but for me, guys, I would walk down the streets of Tampa and St. Petersburg for hours and just talk and do the day game thing. Like I've approached women and I was addicted to it. Okay, so the same reason I don't really drink is the same reason I'm apprehensive about the women, because it gets the lust going, and we're in the sunshine and I work outside and it's like I got that energy now. And but generally you get the impulse, as long as it's not a destructive impulse, because you think you get in the frame of mind of a child, and children are innocent and pure and loving and bright and full of life and wonder. They haven't been nailed down by the world yet. They haven't had this well, now maybe they are, but the screens, the constant algorithms, just reacting and just throwing everything that like they know that you like, and these, the corn and all of this degeneracy. A child is fully, genuinely expressive. And as an artist, that's how we need to be. An artist expresses truth. You can tell a good actor by the genuineness. An actor learns his lines so perfectly that they become embedded into his DNA, so then he can just leave it all at the door and enter the scene with his emotional prep and just react and play. Acting is the ultimate playtime. And so you're just riffing with your partner under the imaginary circumstances. You're reacting with truth under the imaginary circumstances. So really starting to feel the acting bug and the creative bug again because of this retardmaxxing. It's so powerful, guys. Do not sleep on it. Check out Elijah Long's videos, right? Implement this stuff. Go to a place, okay, now practical stuff, right? If you live in a city, I don't recommend doing this like in your neighborhood, even in like a different neighborhood, like in a city environment, suburb environment. Go to a place that is in nature, but there's people there and there's trails, and it's beautiful because it's God's creation and it's springtime and there's birds and the flowers are blooming and the pollen, and people have more pep in their step because it's spring. Praise God, hallelujah. And just for me, I got these things, right? I take these off. All of a sudden, I can't tell if somebody is looking at me until they're right up next to me. So a lot of times when I put these on, okay, I can see somebody coming 100 yards away, and I start getting self-conscious. And I used to do this with like presentations in school and stuff. I'd get a little bit of stage fright. I'd take these off, and I would kill, because it was just these faceless blobs, and it felt like I was performing or doing the project or whatever in my room or something. And so that's what I do. And then sometimes I'll put them back on, but like to start with, I take the glasses off, everything becomes fuzzy, and then it makes you think more about your other senses too. Like I'm like, you know how a kid's like, they're walked by and they just like grab shit. I don't like pull any plants off or anything, but like I'm just always like touching, like breathing in the flowers, stop to smell the flowers, say hello to people, but like a child, like I've been I've almost been doing it like purposefully retarded. Like I'm starting off going full retard, and just to, I guess, prove a point to myself. But people, if they're kind of looking at me, I just go like, hello, and like wave at them. You know, I'm up here in the Northeast. People aren't, I've lived in the South, I've lived a lot of different places, and the people here just aren't as friendly as they are in the South or the Midwest. But yeah, it's just, it's fun, man. Life is starting to feel fun again. And I got this kind of creative thing going, and it's like a positive feedback loop, because the more retarded and carefree I act and embracing the child, right? The more it's getting my creativity going. The more I'm finding myself. Another thing, guys, do I have it in my pocket? Hold on. Product placement. Yeah. It's called Brick. You just, I'm addictive personality. A lot of us with the phones, I mean, they design it to be like super addicting, right? The Brick makes it so you can pick your apps, Safari, whatever, that you don't want to go on. And unless you physically do the thing, which usually I don't even bring it with me, you can't unlock those apps. You have no access to them. And I would just waste time on YouTube, specifically YouTube, but Reddit too. Those were the two big ones. But I bricked that stuff off. I'm not on that stuff unless it's like, okay, I need to find some, even the internet. I don't, and because that's like when you were a kid, I mean, I'm 31. A lot of you guys are like, my main audience is like 25, 35, but like a lot of us, when we grew up, I didn't have an iPhone until I was 19 years old. So for that whole time of my life before that, if there was something I wanted to look up on the internet, I had to make a note of it or write it down and then look it up later. And that's what I do now. And you know what? It's fucking good for you, because this constant oh, let me just satisfy this wandering desire that I have. Oh, okay, yeah. Established in 1882. Okay. Good to know. It's like, I've always found that like just disgusting, but I do it. Or you just go down this like YouTube or Reddit, like just rabbit trails that, like, I'll go on my phone to just like look up a video or something, and before I know it, I'm in this like shorts of like people doing like, they're working out and just like playing all this stuff that I really don't even want to watch, but it's so tailor-made and like entertaining, and the dopamine. And so, you know what? You just take a stand. We just take a stand. We fucking muscle up. We pay the $65 for the stupid little 3D printer thing, because you're not paying for the hardware. You're paying for the result it gives you, and it's definitely worth $65. But don't lose it, because I lost mine, and I kept thinking it was going to turn up, and weeks went by, it didn't turn up, so I had to get a new one. But it's all part of the effort. Like, I'm putting the Retardmaxxing, the childlike thing, into front and center of my life. And I could talk a lot more about this, but yeah, 23 minutes, that's probably a good place to end it. I hope you guys have gotten something from this video. And I hope it's been an encouragement to you guys. And I want to know what's resonated with you from this video, guys. Let me know in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, share it, follow the journey. But really, I want to know what you guys think of this. I know I seem probably a little nuts. I don't care. You know what? I think I am a little bit nuts. We're all a little bit nuts in our own way. But the world beats us down into this conformity. And intuitively, as a young man, I knew that.